Hey Exiles, PoE Academy here, bringing you short but high quality PoE tutorials. In this new format, I collaborate with awesome community members to create a video for their written build guide. You can find their contact and the link to the original build guide in the description down below. Oh, and by the way, if you want me to create a video for you, then don't hesitate and message me. Are you frustrated from dying all the time but don't want to sacrifice clear speed? You could try a build with over 7000 effective life, 75% dodge chance and 3000 life regen per second. If this sounds great, this tank essence drain Trickster is perfectly made for you. The build has a fast, durable and relaxed playstyle. It has no entry cost, so you can upgrade your gear as you progress, and you can do all content, all map mods and all delve bosses with it. However, its single target damage is lower than usual. While it has no entry costs, some investment is required for higher tier content, and for some people it might have a clunky playstyle. This is how we would rank the build. Mapping is butter smooth since Essence Drain has a very large area and will melt monsters far away, even in difficult layouts. Bossing is slower due to lower single target damage, but all bosses in the game do eventually die as they cannot kill us either. Survivability is through the roof. You are not as tanky as a Mana Guardian or a full tank Juggernaut, but this build is made for a hardcore playstyle and will keep you alive. League start is easy as Essence Drain deals good base damage and doesn't strictly require difficult to acquire gear. The particular version we introduce, however, is not a budget build. You will need to invest into it to clear the toughest content smoothly, unlike a Necromancer or a Miner. As any tanky build, it scales very well with currency. This build utilizes many mechanics, taking 6 different keystones on the passive tree. The main ones are Dodge, Mind over Matter and Gem levels. Dodge is an attack avoidance mechanic allowing you to not get hit when you should. It distincts from evasion and does not consider enemy accuracy, only your dodge chance. In our case, we reach 75% chance to dodge enemy hits and 65% chance to dodge spell damage from various sources, for example, Acrobatics and Acrobatics Improvement, a Quartz Flask, Harry's Ire and others. By default, our health pool is very small, topping at 5000 life. In addition, the Trickster Ascendancy provides a good chunk of energy shield, but not enough to reliably protect us when we get overwhelmed. With Mind over Matter, we can transfer 30% of damage taken to our mana first, giving us approximately 44% more effective life if we have enough mana to sustain it. We want to reserve mana for auras, so we use Eldritch Battery to protect our mana with our energy shield. This way, 70% of damage is taken from life and 30% from energy shield. We can now spend energy shield instead of mana for casts, and we can reserve all of our mana for auras. Since we can reach about 2500 ES in endgame, our effective life pool increases to 7500. Essence Drain is a spell which scales significantly from gem levels. The default maximum is level 21 for a corrupted gem. However, we use different sources to increase its level as much as possible, making it possible to increase the gem's level to level 29. Items that can increase gem levels are, for example, Cane of Unraveling or a properly crafted bow. If you want to learn more about this, check out the written build guide in the PoE forum. In the passive tree, you want to focus on damage, life and chaos damage over time multiplier nodes. Grab the massive damage nodes near the shadow starting area first, then path to acrobatics to get dodge and dexterity. Afterwards, go towards the witch area to get Wicked Ward, Wind Dancer and Eldritch Battery. Around level 60, you should pick Mind over Matter for more defenses. Lastly, path to the various jewel sockets. As you level above level 90, get the last life nodes and jewel sockets. Regarding Ascendancies, we first pick up Ghost Dance and Escape Artist for the massive increase in energy shield they provide. We then take Patient Reaper and Prolonged Pain for more life, sustain and damage. For our Pantheon, we choose Soul of Lunaris and Shakari. The upgraded Soul of Lunaris gives 5% dodge and is required. The Soul of Shikari gives poison immunity and is the best minor god to get. We kill all bandits for 2 additional skill points because the nodes on the tree are more valuable than the benefit of helping one of them. Cane of Unraveling is the only mandatory unique item for as long as you cannot afford a much more expensive crafted bow. A 6-link cane is currently around 60 chaos and should be relatively easy to acquire. A 5-link will work just fine until then. For endgame bosses such as T16 Guardians and Cyrus, you will most likely want to upgrade to a rare crafted bow anyways. Hari's Ire is the best evasion armor in the entire game and it provides 10% attack and spell dodge. It synergizes very well with Escape Artist, giving us 500 energy shield. If you cannot afford it, a Kintsugi is a 1 chaos unique item that works just fine as well. The Vertex is a very high energy shield helmet and also provides a large quantity of evasion. Because it gives +1 to level of socketed gems, a level 3 Enlighten will act as a level 4 instead, which enables us to use more auras. An instant life flask of Staunching to remove bleed is a staple in most builds nowadays. Witchfire Brew gives evasion and massively increases our damage during its flask effect. A Quartz Flask of Heat will cap your dodge chance and provides freeze immunity, while a Quacksilver Flask of Adrenaline will boost our movement speed even further. Lastly, you will want a Warding Flask. This can be an Aquamarine, Jade or Sulfur Flask of Warding, depending on your personal preferences. On your boots, you want the Temple Mod Matatals modifier that gives 30% increased movement speed and 6% chance to dodge attack hits. For the belt, try to get a Stygian Vise with 20% reduced flask charges for quality of life. On the remaining gear, aim for as much life as you can while getting 75% to all elemental resistances. Best in slot items are described in the written guide if you have more currency you want to throw at the build. The following jewels are to be placed at the following locations. An Abyssal Jewel with life and onslaught on kill should go into your Stygian Vise. Inertia fixes all attribute requirements by giving us at least 80 strength. It should be placed next to the Shadow starting area. The Green Nightmare is expensive but well worth it. It generates endurance charges while clearing and 3% attack dodge chance is also very nice. It should be placed next to the Survivalist node. Spreading Rod should go above the Witch area. It will help to wither targets faster and to maintain it when your totems die. A Brutal Restraint Timeless Jewel of Dash Red transforms any keystone in its radius to Wind Dancer. It should be socketed next to Pain Attunement to get the amazing bonuses from Wind Dancer. Last but not least, a Watcher's Eye with damage over time multiplier while affected by Malevolence is a very large damage boost, but it's quite expensive. We use our first 6-link for Essence Drain. The goal is to make Essence Drain deal as much damage as possible. We link Essence Drain to Efficacy, Controlled Destruction, Void Manipulation, Swift Affliction and Empower. Don't forget to grab a level 21 Essence Drain as soon as possible. At the time of recording, it's only 20 chaos. In our gloves, we use Contagion to spread Essence Drain in large pack of mobs. It doesn't deal damage, but spreads the damage from Essence Drain if an affected enemy dies with Contagion on it, clearing very large areas. Our boots are socketed with a Wither Totem setup because it is the easiest way to off-color it with red sockets. Make sure to get 20% quality on these gems for faster placement speed. If you cannot use Flesh and Stone because you don't have enough mana or are using Aspect of the Spider instead, replace it with increased duration. Our auras want to be socketed into our helmet because we want to use the +1 gems from the Vertex to get Enlightened to level 4 on a budget. Flame Dash is always useful for mobility. We want to use the free 6-link in our body armor to complement the lacking Essence Drain damage on single targets. For this, we use Blight linked to Infused Channeling, Efficacy, Void Manipulation, Controlled Destruction and Swift Affliction. It's also possible to use a 6-link cast when damage taken setup. More information on this in the written guide. Leveling this character is very easy. pick up Light at level 1 and use it until you can get Bane in Act 3. In Act 1 Town, get a Flame Dash gem and link it to level 1 Arcane Surge. In Act 3, freelink Bane, Efficacy and Despair in a Lifesprig wand. For a single target you want a 4-link with Essence Drain, Efficacy, Controlled Destruction and Void Manipulation. This setup will clear up to Act 10 Kitava easily, just make sure you keep your elemental resistances kept at 75% at any time. I hope you like this build as much as I do. Thanks to Darkxellmc for providing this awesome build. Don't forget to check out his build guide in the forums, it is well written and very comprehensive. I really enjoy Chaos builds and started the Legion League with one as well. What do you think about Chaos builds? Please tell me in the comments. Thanks for staying with me until the end and see you in the next one.